control. Swing my arm over his head, so get a good grip here in the armpit. Make contact with his torso with my knee, and run his elbow up, right? So I want my knee under his elbow before I take him out. And from here, I'm going to switch my hips, but rather than bringing my knee in towards his hip here, where his elbow can follow me and take up that space, I'm going to straighten my leg out before switching my hips, so he never really has an opportunity to bring that elbow back in. Here, I'm going to adjust back a little bit, grab my toes for the sneaky foot, across to mount. And from here, we were doing the arm bar drill where Andrew pushes on my chest, I encircle an arm, put all my weight either on my hands or his hands, whichever's arms are longer. So I'm over for the arm bar, pinching my knees together, pulling my heel towards my butt, falling back for the arm bar. He immediately goes to the hitchhiker escape. I stop that, heavy leg here, he turns back into me. I underhook, come back to mount, put my chest again, the other side. Just do this little warm-up drill and get used to that attack from mount. Anytime, especially like in a self-defense, someone doesn't know what they're doing, it's not uncommon to push on you, and we got that real quick arm bar. Alright, so we'll do that drill as part of warm-up. We also looked at the Americana series. So maybe I'm threatening a choke, he comes in underneath, forearm to forearm, drive that down. I want my elbow sort of in the base where his neck touches his shoulders. Take an Americana grip from here. I'm going to roll my wrists a little bit, and I'm going to work his elbow towards his hip. I don't try to finish up here where he's got a lot of flexibility. I just work down, and a lot of times just doing that will get the finish. Or once you've got it down far enough, then you can lift. And we looked at if he starts to defend by bringing his head in the hole and holding onto my arm so I can't bring it back to the other way. So a few ways to finish here. One, take advantage of the back of his hand being on the mat. Raise up, so his elbow's pointing towards the sky, then drive my weight into his elbow, finishing the wrist lock. Another option here is I'm going to create space under his shoulder by coming up on my side a little bit. And from here, I'm going to try to stick his hand into his back pocket. We'll finish there. Another option is, again, flare my elbow up, put my head on the other side. From here, I'm going to let go of the Americana grip and start pulling his hand away for the shoulder lock there. Right? And we looked at taking Casey Katami from here. So I've got head control. I come under his elbow, walk it up until his elbow is parallel with his shoulder or more. Hand under his head, I want to grab the armpit. I'm going to give a little shoulder pressure and up and swim my leg all the way through here to where I can grab my own leg because I want this hand free for my attack. Alright, also I don't want to be too close to his head up here where it's not making it as miserable for him as I can. I want to try to adjust back so I'm kind of on his solar plexus. And from here, right now I'm chest down, I don't want that. I want to be chest up. And I don't want my weight on my butt or legs, I want it on my toes. So here, where I can really start to make that miserable and start to sap his energy. Once he's sufficiently compliant, I'm going to take this arm, push it down towards my foot, lift this off the ground, cover, hip in for the shoulder lock. Alternatively, if you hear the real shallow breathing and he's miserable, you can reach back to this leg, wrap him completely around me, and get the suffocation choke. Alright? And we also looked at him starting to hip escape getting on his side. Right? So as soon as he starts to get on his side, he's trying to get this foot between his legs. Right? So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to bring my foot up in his hip here so he can't just capture that back for half guard. And from here, we've got a couple chokes, or a couple options. One, feeding this head side lapel to my head side hand underneath here. Finding the other lapel, punching it to the floor. This hand's just going to straighten out as I come up for the choke. Alternatively, I can lock up the seatbelt grip right here, lift him this way, and take the back. Right, and then from the back we looked at this finishing the arm bar from here, or swim my arm over the other side of his head. This leg sort of coming up his chest as I push his head away, and this one comes over. Again, pinching my legs together for the arm bar. And we looked at a couple different ways to escape the arm bar and finish the arm bar. One was the hitchhiker, which we've already shown. Second is he's got a good grip here, and he's gonna lift his legs up into the air, both of them, and then drive down to sit back up and into me. From here, this knee comes up to block my butt from going down, and he can slowly work his arm out because I can no longer extend from the arm bar. And a couple ways to finish the arm bar. One is I'm going to attach his elbow to my chest. Again, I'm going to be in tight here, and I'm going to roll towards his leg. So once I have this leg that Escapee just did, it becomes really, really difficult. And from here, I'm going to roll towards his feet so his shoulders come up. My hand's going to go towards my knee, so I'm not in the crux of his elbow. I'm more towards his forearm or grip. And then this leg can drive down to open the grip for the arm bar. The other option for if he starts to do this escape, right, is if I can get this grip, I can grab his near side leg and fall back for the bow and arrow choke here if you can't finish from now. And I think
Is the Berlin saw? They have a slicer.
yeah. We also did another way to potentially finish if I can't get, especially if he's got like spider web and there's no break in this grip. I'm going to take my head side foot and put it right on his forearm here. And then this leg is going to come and cover. Oh, I said before I do that, I turn my wrist to make the fat part dig into his bicep, and then from here I can squeeze down for the bicep cutter. Anything else I forget? Anyway, that was a lot of stuff. So pick a few, at the very least do the mounted armbar drill. We look at the Americana series, case Katami, take the back armbar. All right, then we'll add some escapes in today. Next month, so Thursday we'll continue to be in the gi, continue working mount. Then next month we're gonna go, or next week start with no gi, leg attacks and takedowns. All right, 1, 2, 3.